and welcome back to British Championships 2019. Croeso I pencampwriaeth Prydain 2019. Nesaf ni'n cael Riot City Ravens yn erbyn North Wales Roller Derby am siarnes I fynd cynderfynol.
So, for all of our English speakers, welcome to British Champs Playoffs 2019. The next game, we have got Riot City Ravens against North Wales Roller Derby, playing for a chance in the semi-finals.
So this is a Welsh derby, the Riot City Ravens playing out of Newport and North Wales based up in North Wales. Both teams have faced each other recently. In the Chartist Cup, the Ravens took the win, but North Wales took the whole tournament. So up for North Wales, who do we have?
We have got 107, Spider Slam. 137, Trick Sanchez. 14, Sharp Attack. 162, Meryl Streak. 191, Megan Love. 225, Jabberwocky. 23, MC Slammer. 247, Basket Case. 41, Hurst. 612, Max Payne. 7, Cyclo. 73, Brewski. 888, Chellraiser. 9, Skatey Perry. And 935, Knocker Blocker Glory.
And for the Ravens, we have 00 Nuclear, 13 Tattooed Terror, 16 Militant, 23 Gen-Claude Van Slam, 26 Traumadoll, 290 Dynamo, 32 Bobber, 43 Screw Loose, 547 Kamikazekins, 64 Squid Vicious, 7 Jekyll and Hyde, 710 Melanie Pitstop, 808 Morganator, and 999 Angel Gabriel. And that's the whistle for the first jam. So we have on the jam line, it is Jekyll and Hyde for the Ravens and lead jammer. So able to get out of the pack in the first 15 seconds. We have North Wales Roller Derby still in the pack, but that was an amazing apex jump. It's actually a power jam to the Ravens at the moment.
Yeah, we have got the jammer for North Wales in the bin. That is the whistle for the first jam, which means that North Wales will be starting in the bin.
So yes, it's a power start to the Ravens, but 4 points for them on the board in this first jam. They decided to hit it, quit it, and start with a power start. Smart tactics, and also just trying to send that message in the first couple of jams from the Ravens to North Wales. So let's see what North Wales are going to do about it. So on the jam line, we have Tattooed Terror. And taking the run up. So up on turn one, and it's the offense now coming in from the Ravens, trying to break up that wall of white up front.
We've got the jammer for North Wales standing in the box, and they're back on track.
Tattoo Terror pushing up out of the turn two, isn't able to pick up lead, getting some offense there from the Morganator, but it's North Wales, Meryl Streak, who's picked up lead jammer. That's brilliant work from North Wales. So both jammers in the pack, but it's Meryl Streak who's pushing out her front. Tattoo Terror is still on turn three, hasn't completed her initial pass, just as Meryl Streak completes for 4 points. Tattoo Terror still stuck behind a wall. And has now made it out, completes her initial pass, just as Meryl Streak is hit out and recycled.
So the question we've got now is Meryl Streep going to call the jam, or is she going to be able to collect those 4 points before Riot City's jammer gets out?
So Tattoo Terror now has picked up a cut track penalty just as we thought that they were exiting the pack. So Meryl Streep able to complete that scoring pass and pick up 8 points now for North Wales Roller Derby and a power jam. The Ravens have North Wales have one blocker in the box, but Megan Love has now been released. So we are on turn two. Meryl Streak facing up against Bobber. And another Raven. Melanie Pitstop up front, but managed to break through. Great one-on-one blocking from Melanie Pitstop to hold. But that's a great jam for North Wales.
Yeah, and just as the jam was called, Riot City managed to get their jammer out of the box, so we won't have a power jam start for North Wales, unfortunately.
So that was 12 points for North Wales Roller Derby in that jam, so they now take the lead, 12 points to 4. And on the jam line, we're just trying to see who it is. I believe that is Trick Sanchez for North Wales. And I think that's Jekyll and Hyde from the Ravens. So both teams with tough walls up front, but it's Trick Sanchez who pushes out up front to pick up the lead jammer for North Wales. And it's actually Jenkill's still stuck in the pack behind a wall of 3.
That was a great attempt at an apex jump, but unfortunately wasn't landed.
So the Ravens have now passed the star to Angel Gabriel, and Trick Sanchez is going to call the jam. So that's 4 more points for North Wales, putting that lead on in these first couple of jams. And 12 points is nothing at this stage. I think both teams, even though they've played each other recently, are still trying to test each other out a bit. Interesting to see the Ravens put Jenkill on 2 out of the last 3 jams. And we have on the jam line it is Megan Love for North Wales up against Squid Vicious for the Ravens. It's not Megan Love, it's Spider Slam for North Wales roller derby, and we have a star pass by the Ravens to Jean-Claude Van Slam. So Spider Slam now in the pack scoring points. Jean-Claude just about to approach the pack, forcing the jam to be called off, but 4 more points for North Wales. 3 jams in a row for North Wales putting on points, denying the Ravens.
And there's a clear tactic here from North Wales. They're really going for the hit it and quit it approach. As soon as Riot City Ravens jammer gets out of the pack, North Wales are looking to the bench and seeing if they should call it. It's a great tactic to keep their points low.
Absolutely. With 2 teams so closely matched, you don't want to give that advantage away. So on the jam line for the Ravens, we have Tattoo Terror up against Basket Case for North Wales. Basket Case pushing out front on turn 1. Tattoo Terror breaks through the initial tripod from North Wales, but they reform ahead. But Tattoo Terror makes it through. Lead jammer for the Ravens. Morganator with a big hit out on Basket Case, recycled to turn 1. Tattoo now in the pack scoring points. Big sprawl to the floor, and the jam is called. And we're just looking to see the jam ref for points.
I think that North Wales jammer may have been issued a cut at the end of that last jam.
Yep. The Ravens not able to capitalise on that lead with any points. So the points stay at 20 to North Wales roller derby and 4 to the Riot City Ravens. On the jam line for the Ravens, it's Jenkill and Hyde. And we have the power start. And that wall up front from North Wales trying to hold back Jenkill. And Jenkill using side to side to try and break through and finds that gap. Lead jammer for the Riot City Ravens. Second lead in a row. Ravens with 1 blocker in the box, not able to pile in with a full pack on offense, but that doesn't matter. Jenkill breaks through on turn 4 to complete the scoring pass.
And we've got Basket Case out of the box and just completed her initial pass.
That was great use. The pack wasn't looking, so she took full advantage of that on the inside line. But the Ravens are now waiting for Basket Case's scoring points. Jenkill with a big spill on turn 1. But is now back up and skates round the blockers to complete that 4-point pass. So that's the second pass for Jenkill in this jam. The Basket Case is on her first scoring pass. Hit out from Melanie Pitstop, causing a penalty for the Ravens.
And now the question is, are the Ravens going to take a leaf out of North Wales's book and hit it and quit it? And yes, they are.
Yep, that was smart tactics from the Ravens. North Wales, though, picking up, just looking to see if that's a second scoring pass. No, it's 4 points for North Wales roller derby, 9 for the Ravens in that jam. Closing the gap down now it is 24 points to 13, which is 11 points between the 2 teams. So on the jam line, it is Squid Vicious for the Ravens up against Meryl Streak for North Wales Roller Derby. And it's Meryl Streak who's out lead. So we have a scrum of the pack at the apex.
And we've got Meryl Streak on her first scoring pass, and we've still got Riot City's jammer stuck in the pack waiting to complete her initial.
Oh, and that was a last chance hit from North Wales on Squid Vicious with a recycle literally half the track. But Melanie Pitstop goes in and stops that going any further, but picks up a back block penalty for doing so. So Meryl Streak scoring points. Squid Vicious still on her initial. We are now on turn 4. It's been great, fluid, dynamic blocking from North Wales, able to reform in front of Squid Vicious no matter what else is going on in the pack.
And you can see Melanie Pitstop in the box again. Melanie Pitstop is currently the highest number of penalties in the game.
So 3 penalties for Melanie Pitstop, but Meryl Streak has gone through to complete for another 4 points. That's third scoring pass completed by Meryl Streak. Squid Vicious still on her initial. And Meryl Streak now in the pack for her 4th and gets some offense, some beautiful physical offense from her blockers to get through, skates round.
And that's a star pass.
Yep. Melanie Pitstop comes out of the penalty box back on track and has the star pass to her by Squid Vicious, and that forces the jam to come to an end. But a big jam for North Wales, picking up 16 points. Riot City Ravens still on 13.
These efficient calls from North Wales are really, really working for them, and it seems to be great communication from the bench that's allowing that. Every time they get out of the pack and they can see that the other team might be scoring, they're looking up to the bench to get some communication to see where they should go from there. That's a great tactic.
So we have Trick Sanchez up against Tattoo Terror with the Jammer Stars, and it is Trick Sanchez who dodges around the outside, the quick juke to pick up lead. Tattoo Terror hit out and recycled all the way back, pretty much to the pivot line by Megan Love. Trick Sanchez in the pack scoring points. Has a full wall of Riot City Ravens ahead, down to 3. It's Trauma Doll and Morganator not able to hold back Trick Sanchez, but Tattoo Terror has also completed her initial pass. And we're on the straightaway between turns 2 and 3. And a big hit out to Trick Sanchez forces that call of the jam a millisecond or 2 probably earlier than they wanted to get the points, because it is 5 points for North Wales Roller Derby in that jam. Riot City not able to pick up any points. So these first few jams, North Wales have really laid down a heavy message.
Yeah, they have, and they're really starting to stretch it out now. There's getting to be quite a point differential for this point in the game.
Yes, and it's been the ability to lock down the Riot City jammers that I think has really allowed them to have multiple scoring passes when they have the opportunity. Meryl Streak now jamming for North Wales, Jen Killenhyde for the Riot City Ravens.
Yeah, if you take a look at the North Wales pack, they're really efficient at recycling that jammer back as far as they can, sometimes up to like half a lap.
Yep. And Meryl Streak through for lead. Jen Kill has the entire North Wales pack ahead. And that's, but what core strength from Jen Kill to stay in on that hit. That was an oof moment. And completes her initial pass.
So you heard there at the end of that jam, you could hear the 3-2-1 call it coming from the bench. Just outstanding communication.
Yeah. So 1 point for North Wales Roller Derby. It has been a large number of jams now with the Riot City Ravens not able to put any points on the board.
In this game, it really is all about getting lead jammer. It seems with North Wales being so efficient at the call-offs, the only way that Riot are going to put any points on the board is to get lead.
And maximise what they can do. When they have had lead, they haven't been able to put up points that often. So it's Tattoo Terror up against Trick Sanchez. And it's a shirt whip, which I'm definitely seeing a lot of this autumn in Roller Derby, which I love.
Oh yeah, I'm loving the shirt whips. However, I've got to say, as somebody that refs quite a lot, they do seem to be forcing a lot of multiplayer penalties on the jammers, which they seem to be unaware of. Maybe we'll see that change in the future as they become more aware.
Spider Slam jamming for North Wales with that shirt whip, but it is Tattoo Terror who is still on their initial in the pack. Spider Slam now on second scoring pass, pushing out up front. So it's Melanie Pitstop, Morganator and Jenkel Advanced Slam up front. And it is a solid tripod of white at the back. We're now approaching turn 1 on. And it's just, this is the most static defense we've seen so far this game. We've been seeing very sort of zone blocking and sort of fluid packs, but this has been really static, tough tripods, 3 walls up front and at the rear for the jammers. Both jammers still on that same pass, so we've been about, what, 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Tattoo Terror with a big hit out by Megan Love. But Megan Love then hit out by Melanie Pitstop, and then we have a star pass to Melanie Pitstop for the Ravens, which forces the jam to come to an end. And that was 8 points for North Wales Roller Derby, and again, nothing for Riot City. I think North Wales really thought about their experience from the Chartist Cup held back in Cwmbran on Bank Holiday August weekend by the Riot City Ravens. So Riot City won against North Wales, and we're in an official timeout. But North Wales took the whole tournament because of because you know, it was one of those things where somebody beat somebody else who then beat somebody else. That's how it worked. But it was 2 fantastic days at Cwmbran Stadium. But I think North Wales have definitely gone away and thought about Riot City Ravens game and how they've learned how Riot City play.
Yeah, these kind of tournaments really show the advantage of playing outside of the British champs kind of profile. So having a chance to play against teams outside of the British champs seedings gives you a real idea to, you know, suss out their kind of tactics and then come back stronger against them. It's a really good way to play.
Yes, so both of these teams are in different tiers of British champs. So they're in the same tier, but they're in different regions. So the Ravens were in the South tier 2 South, and North Wales are in tier 2 West. North Wales came in as top of their division, and Riot City were second, which is why they're sort of teamed up together in the draw. And you know, I think you can definitely see how when you look at the statistics on the British Championships website, in the West Division of Tier 2, 6 of the top 7 blockers are with North Wales, and you can really see how they're able to lock those Riot City Raven jammers down, because their defence is just absolutely solid, and the stats are backing that up. I love a stat.
I've just realised we've got a roller derby going on here.
I thought it was a little bit too cheesy, but yes, it is a roller derby, and also a lot of these players know each other, not just because the Welsh teams play each other, but some of them are on Team Wales together. So Megan Love, Jenkel and Hyde, Angel Gabriel have been playing together for years, and so it's one of those things where there's still that real competitive element, but there's a lot of fun and friendliness, and they know how each other plays. And I think, you know, North Wales definitely went away out of the Chartist Cup and thought, okay, how are we going to make sure that we come out of this successful? Because whoever wins this game goes into Game 10 tomorrow morning at 9:30, which is the semi-final for Tier 2. Whoever loses this game, unfortunately, that's the end of their British Championships playoffs. But they've got another whole 2 days of amazing roller derby to watch, and so do you, because we're here with both tracks for both days. And you get to listen to us quite a lot.
So while we're in the timeout, I thought we'd give a little rundown of who we've got officiating. So for skating officials, we've got our crew head is Sarcasm. We've also got Razor, Julius Caesar, Booker DeWitt, Matt Newton, Errington, Anton Deck and Little Nipper.
And we are a huge shout out to all the officials over this weekend, because giving up your weekend and such a beautiful sunny weekend to be in the leisure centre in Stoke-on-Trent. I was telling my friends who aren't in roller derby what I was doing this weekend, they're like, why? But we're underway again. It's Trick Sanchez on the jam line up against Jenkel and Hyde. Trick out first. Jenkel and Hyde has just the one blocker and completes her initial pass. Trick Sanchez now approaching the pack for points and is left an easy gap on the inside, hits it and quits it. So that is 4 points for North Wales. Riot City still held to 15.
Coming back into this, I did wonder if Riot City would have used that official timeout to their advantage to have a little chat about what their tactics might be, and it seems like they are pushing forward a bit more.
Yes, and I think, you know, it's a recognition that so Jekyll and Hyde is a key jammer for Riot City Ravens, has a very distinctive skating and jamming style, and I think the North Wales have really focused on holding her back because it's not something that the Riot City Ravens are used to. So it is on the jam line, it is just waiting to see who it is. It is Bobber from Riot City Ravens, and we have a star pass to Megan Love. Megan Love is now jamming for North Wales because Riot City have lead. For any of you who think you know Bobber, Bobber used to play for Tiger Bay but has recently moved to the Ravens. And just showed why, because, you know, picking up lead jammer and able to pick, and has, I'm just looking to see the jammer ref hand signals. I can't see any alterations to the points, so we remain at 54 points to 15. It's actually, the Ravens picked up 3 points in that last jam. I think we are having a slight technical issue with what you're seeing on screen. So that's not updating, so we will keep you updated. So it is
58 for North Wales to 18 for Riot City.
Yes, but it may affect our ability to say who the jammers are for each of the teams, but we will still keep going. So it's Tattoo Terror who is now jamming for the Ravens, up against number
Meryl Streak.
Meryl Streak. So both jammers able to score points, but Tattoo Terror, I don't think picked up any points because it was coming to the pack at the end of that jam. So Meryl Streak calling the jam at that time. So it is 66 points now, playing 18. Okay, so we're underway again on this jam, and it's Jekyll and Hyde for the Ravens who picks up lead jam. So again, you know, in the last couple of jams we've seen the Ravens pick up lead.
And we've got Trick Sanchez for North Wales, and just completed their initial pass.
So Jekyll forced to call that jam off. But it's now 22 points for the Riot City Ravens, playing 66 for North Wales Roller Derby, and we are having technical issues, which is why the numbers and so on have gone off your screen. We will keep you updated. So we have 11 minutes left in this half. We have to peer over a fence and use the right kind of glasses, so that's why it's taking us a little bit of uncertainty, but we will do our best. So on the jam line for the Ravens, it is Bobber, and it for North Wales Roller Derby, I think that's Basket Case, and it's lead jammer for North Wales Roller Derby. It's Spider Slam. And we have a star pass to Angel Gabriel of the Ravens to try and avoid that multiple scoring passes, but Spider Slam now scoring points. Angel Gabriel was recycled all the way back to the pivot line. Spider Slam being held back by a wall of Ravens at turn 2.
Nothing impresses me more than when these jammers are getting pushed out on a corner and they manage to stay in on 1 foot while their entire body's leaning over the line.
Angel Gabriel makes it out of the pack and forces the jam to be called. And that's now 70 points for North Wales Roller Derby. The Ravens remain on 22, and we have 10 minutes 27 left in this game, in this half. Sorry, not this game. Got too excited. So on the jam line for the Ravens, it is Tattoo Terror, and on the jam line for North Wales is a jammer. But we have a full pack on track, and that hasn't held back.
And we've got Meryl Streak as lead for North Wales.
Yep. Meryl Streak through, and now approaching the pack to score points. Tattoo Terror still hasn't completed her initial, but is just about to break out. Megan Love goes for the last minute hit and slows down Tattoo Terror, eating up precious time, giving Meryl Streep more time to score points. Meryl Streep finding a gap on the inside, but in the end is forced to call the jam by Tattoo Terror. So that was 77 points now for North Wales, 7 points in that last jam. And Ravens still denied on 22, 9.5 minutes left to go. And we have a timeout called by the Ravens, which is a good time to call a timeout. I think they need to change things up a bit.
Yeah, I've been quite shocked that nobody's used the timeout yet. We're quite far into the game for nobody to have called one, but I suppose we did quite an extended official timeout earlier that they could have used to their advantage.
So I think Riot City will be looking at how can they change up, either spend a bit more time on offense to get the jammers out, or whether they're going to have to really focus on defense to lock down the North Wales jammers. So it's a good time to do that. And it's also a chance to talk through our non-skating officials in this game. So we have Nuts, Ginger Snaps, Mofo Princess, Mischief, Alfie Wolf, Stellar Revolution, Judge Tread, Hissing Hellcat, Critical Mash, Louise and Petty. And we really couldn't do this weekend without our officials. And also a big shout out to the crew. I always shout out to the track repair crew.
And I'd like to give a big shout out to the photographers because they never get thanked, and to the medics.
So on the middle of our screen, we can give a shout out to Paul Jones, who is the photographer for the Ravens, and pretty much anything else that anybody will let him go to.
I mean, honestly, have you really been at an event if Paul Jones doesn't upload a photo of you?
Hey, my photo for this tournament, Paul Jones. So we're back underway, and it is Jenkins and Hyde on the jam line up against Basket Case for North Wales. Jenkins pushing out front, getting some offense from Angel Gabriel on turn 2. But Basket Case going through the pack backwards, but is now facing Jenkins, Van Slam and Bobber. But it is lead jammer for Jenkins. Basket Case now looking for the start pass, but doesn't decide to, gets out of the pack. Jenkins now through for points. We're on the straightaway between turns 3, 4 and 1, and that jam comes to an end. But that is points for the Ravens, 4 points for the Ravens, taking them to 26, 77 points for North Wales, and we have 8 minutes, 11 seconds left in this half.
We've got Trick Sanchez on the line for North Wales.
And it is Bobber for the Riot City Ravens.
It's interesting to see Trick Sanchez seems to always start quite far back from the line and approach the pack with some speed, and it really seems to work for her.
Well, Bobber also gets a run up with the North Wales up front, but it is Trick Sanchez out for lead first.
With an absolutely gnarly hit to the chest.
Just brush that off. So Bobber now facing a Megan Love up front and Hurst. But Trick Sanchez bursts through the pack. And literally there's no other word for that. Picking up the 4 points. Bobber still on her initial. We're now on turn 4.
You know, when you see people do those amazing hits, it really makes you wonder why people would want to play this sport.
But Megan Love going back for the skate back, and there's recycled Bobber and eating up probably 12 seconds of time. But Trick Sanchez also hit out on the apex. Bobber hitting out Trick, so we could now do an entire lap. No, Bobber decides to actually progress their own path. So it's Bobber still on her initial. And we have a star pass to Melanie Pitstop. Melanie now jamming for the Ravens. Trick Sanchez hit out by Squid Vicious. So
we can see that Melanie seems to be quite a dynamic player, often playing in the role of pivot and taking the star. This could be maybe one of the reasons that she's got quite a high penalty score in this game, that she's just playing in so many positions.
Yeah. Melanie Pitstop is, absolutely, as you say, plays in a variety of roles and really strong in all of them. 26 points now for the Riot City Ravens, playing 85 for North Wales Roller Derby, and we have just over 6 minutes left in this half. So it's Tattoo Terror on the jam line for North Wales, up against, I think, Spider Slam for, sorry, Tattoo for the Ravens, and I think it's Spider Slam for North Wales. And it is Spider Slam, our lead jammer. I think Terror being recycled all the way back to the pivot line. But Spider Slam is now pushing up front on turn 2 and is on a scoring pass, gets some great offense from Brewski and gets through, completing for 4 points. Tattoo Terror still in the pack, hit out and recycled. That's MC Slammer with a big hit out.
Now she's got the star in her hand. Is she trying to stash the star, or is she looking for a star pass? Because if she's looking for a star pass, her pivot's unaware.
Big apex jump on the inside gets Tattoo Terror through, but Spider Slam sees that danger, calls the jam, but also completes the second scoring pass at the end of that jam. So that takes the Ravens to 26, takes North Wales to 93, and we have just under 5 minutes left in this half.
So I think we can almost certainly say that North Wales are going to break the century in the first half.
Do not ever jinx it like that. Yes, the announcer's curse is a real thing. So whatever you say, the opposite will happen. So it is, we have Jenkins and Hyde on the jam line for the Ravens. And
I think we have Merrill Streak for North Wales.
Yes, it's Merrill Streak. Both jammers hit out and recycle, but Jenkins through for first for lead. So the key thing for the Ravens will be now to hold Merrill Streak back up, to let Jenkins score some points, because I think that's been the challenge for them. Jenkins now in the pack scoring points, but Merrill Streak has made it out. So Jenkins will be looking to complete this as soon as possible and calls the jam.
Now they're really trying to prevent that century.
See?
It's almost as if they heard me.
So that is 4 points for the Riot City Ravens, taking them to 30 points, 63 points ahead. It is the North Wales Roller Derby. And we have... Ooh, I can't... And we have a timeout. And so we have 3.5 minutes left in this half. So I think in the last few jams we've seen Riot City Ravens change it up a bit. We've seen them focus on holding back the North Wales Roller Derby jammers. And there's a lot of Welsh noise going on down on the track. I don't know if you can hear this at home, but there's a lot of support for Wales in the room. I believe one of the house announcers has also got Welsh heritage.
I think they might have, yeah.
Yeah. I think they said that they wanted to look like Wales had thrown up on them when they got dressed this morning. So we're having a lot of fun with that, but it's, North Wales came out on all guns blazing. And I think that they're just their defence. The statistics are showing the truth. Their defence is so strong because, when we've seen jammers like Jenkins get holed up for an entire jam, it's not something that we've seen very often when we've seen teams play the Riot City Ravens.
Yeah, definitely, and it is nice though to see Riot City being quite dynamic with their tactics. I mean, clearly they came out with a different tactic to how they're playing now, so it's nice to see them adapt to the game as it's going on.
Yep. And we're underway again. So on the jam line, it's Tattoo Terror for the Riot City Ravens, and for North Wales, it is Trick Sanchez, I believe. It's Chellraiser. First time we've seen Chellraiser on the line. And lead jammer for North Wales Roller Derby. Tattoo Terror recycled all the way back to the apex. But Chellraiser now in the pack for points. And the Ravens not able to hold back Chellraiser, but that spill has allowed the pack to reform. But Chellraiser's through, 4 points for North Wales.
And you can see there with those big hits, there's a reason we don't let under 18 sit in those trackside seats.
Yep. We have Chellraiser facing that wall up front. Jean-Claude Van Slam with the big hit. With Screw Loose trying to hold back Chellraiser, but unable to hold it back. Tattoo Terror
And that's the century for North Wales.
So, but Tattoo Terror with a big hit out and recycle again. The ability of North Wales to recycle the Ravens jammers so far back is having a big difference. Because it just eats up the time. So, and it is in this jam, Tattoo Terror still on her initial pass, whereas Chellraiser is now coming to the pack for her 4th scoring pass. And we still have 29 seconds left in this jam. But Chellraiser says, you know what, I've had enough. And because there'd been a star pass to Angel Gabriel from the Ravens, I've got to call the jam. I'll just take 14 points. Thank you very much. Taking them over the 100, as you said, 107. Now playing 30. So just as we think that the Ravens are switching it up, North Wales come out with that. You know, that was a big jam. 14 points is one of the biggest scoring jams of the game so far.
And I mean, we see that North Wales are really efficient at the recycling, but it's not so much that the Riot City blockers aren't great at recycling, it's more that the North Wales jammers are so efficient at getting back on track.
Absolutely. Trick Sanchez, lead jammer for North Wales, Bobber, the jammer for the Ravens. And Trick Sanchez has completed the initial pass, coming through for points. Has a wall up back, but manages to juke round and her own players to complete for 4, but Bobber is out. So Bobber's approaching the pack for points. And we're just waiting to see if North Wales are going to play the jam long. They are. Oh, but Bobber almost through on the outside backwards, but has to come back.
And an amazing apex jump there for Trick Sanchez.
That was beautiful. So great footwork from both jammers, but Bobber now stuck in the pack. Trick Sanchez coming through for another scoring pass. And that's some great defense from the Riot City Ravens there. Just not having to go for the big hit, but just pushing Trick Sanchez out and recycling. But Bobber now pushing out up front, completes. And that is 4 points for the Ravens. So Trick Sanchez not getting the benefit of North Wales playing that jam long, because they thought that based on the previous scoring passes, they'd be able to get Trick through. But the Ravens brought it together, got Bobber through, got the 4, and forced that jam to be called. But that was 10 points for North Wales, taking them to 117, and 4 for Riot City Ravens, taking them to 34. We are now in half time, so we have 14 minutes 40 till we're back. We'll be back a minute or so in advance. We'll talk about what we've seen, and we'll see you then. 117 points, and Riot City Ravens 34. We have 45 seconds left in this half time. Apologise for the technical difficulties. Normally you'd be able to see that on the screen, so we're going to give you an update at the end of each jam. We've also had, so that first half, North Wales very much been in charge. It's been their defence locking down those Riot City Raven jammers.
Yeah, definitely. We've also got quite a low penalty score in this game. Everybody seems to be keeping quite clean, which is really like shown in the game by the fact that people are kind of doing the secure blocking, holding people rather than going for the wild big hits. But we'll wonder if that'll change now. Now that we're going into the second half, people might be a bit more tired.
Yep, so Melanie pit stop on 3 penalties, we think is the highest at the moment. And we have had more jammer penalties from North Wales, but the Ravens haven't been able to make the most of those power jams. So we're back underway in this second half, and it is Meryl Streak jamming for North Wales, but it is Jekyll and Hyde, lead jammer for the Riot City Ravens.
So it looks like Riot City might have taken half time to regroup and come back with a different tactic.
Both these teams know each other, and the first few jams were a bit tentative, but North Wales locking down the Ravens. But as you say, Ravens coming out in this first jam, getting the points, and it's 4 points for the Ravens, taking them to 38. Important to send that message back to North Wales, saying you haven't got it as easy, as you want.
Exactly, they definitely started this half as they mean to go on.
So that's 38 now, playing 117 on the jam line for the Ravens. It is Tattoo Terror up against Trick Sanchez for North Wales.
Oh, we can see some jammer and jammer action at the start there.
And it's Tattoo Terror pushing out up front, getting some offense from Bobber, and is trying to find a gap, but that zonal blocking from North Wales is on point. But Tattoo Terror through lead jammer, second jam in a row for the Ravens.
Ravens were doing really well with a tripod there at the back.
But Trix Sanchez has completed her initial pass just as Tattoo Terror comes to the pack for points. And it's a hit out from Megan Love, which is forcing a recycle. Trix Sanchez brushing off a hit from Melanie Pitstop and pushing out front. Just Angel Gabriel to push through to complete for 4 points, and has done, just as Tattoo Terror is hit out by Cyclo from North Wales and forces that jam to be called. It is 4 points for North Wales, but it's 3 points for the Ravens. 121 points, now playing 41. And that's the first 2 minutes in the second half gone. And, so we're just pleased we can now see the penalties. So the technical difficulties are resolving. As we said, it's been a very clean game. The Ravens with more penalties, but most only on one. So North Wales Roller Derby have only a total of 5 penalties across the team.
And that's lead for Riot City Ravens.
Jenkins and Hyde out, but also out it is Spider Slam for North Wales. Jenkins in the pack scoring points, hit to the floor, but picks up a penalty. So this is now a power jam for Spider Slam and North Wales, who completes initial pass, 4 points for North Wales. And it's offense going in from North Wales on that Ravens wall to try and break it up. Morganator against Spider Slam, and it's Spider Slam juking around the outside, completes for 4 points.
And you can see here that North Wales have got one of the Riot blockers at the back and they're holding her. That's called getting a goat.
Yep. And as you could see in that shot, you could also see the announcers and that lovely Welsh flag. Big shout out to Liam Needsom, repping for Wales. So we have Spider Slam hit to the floor by Dynamo, but that has held her up in the pack. But Jenkins has burst through for the 4 points, and we have information up on our screen, so you can hopefully see that Jenkins is now on second scoring pass, which has been completed, taking Riot City to 8 in this jam. But Spider Slam is also on her second pass, but that is a multiplayer block for Spider Slam. This is now a power jam to North Wales, and that apex hop was beautiful.
And they've got 17 seconds left in the jam to try and get another pass in.
Yep, and I think that's what they'll be looking for. Kamikaze Kins going in to try and break up that wall. Angel Gabriel providing some offense. Jenkins scooting around the outside, and that jam comes to an end.
Ooh. And of course that means that for the next jam, Riot will be starting with a power jam.
Yes, so we have a power start. Ravens putting on 14 points in that jam, but North Wales putting on 12. So the Ravens able to get that a little bit extra, but they need to be really closing this down. But they have definitely come back in the second half with more momentum. So we have on the jam line Tattoo Terror, and we have that power start. So Spider Slam will be starting in the penalty box. Tattoo Terror getting that offense, clearing the outside line, and has left just 2 North Wales blockers up front.
Yeah, that was an interesting tactic there. I think that Riot tried to go for a sweep, but North Wales had clocked their idea from the start.
Absolutely, but that was beautiful toe stop work from Tattoo Terror to keep on her skates, picking up lead jammer, now approaching that pack of just 3 North Walians for a scoring pass.
I'll never get used to the word Walians.
And Tattoo Terror able to burst through with offense from Melanie Pitstop. So that's 4 points for Riot City.
And North Wales Jammer has just returned back to the track. That is 107 Spider Slam.
Spider Slam's penalty has ended.
And that's a star pass.
Yep. To Megan Love. Megan Love now jamming for North Wales. And that jam has come to an end. But that was a really positive jam for Riot City. This is what we wanted to see in the second half. So that's 8 points for them on the board. North Wales denied. So that is now just a 70-point game. But I think this is the first jam, probably since the first jam, that Riot City have scored and North Wales haven't. So this is much more what we wanted to see. On the jam line for North Wales, it is Basket Case, and she's up against Bobber for the Ravens.
And we definitely see an advantage here. I mean, I think that one of the reasons that Riot are doing quite well could be the amount of jammer penalties that North Wales have started to accrue. Now, that could be because they're getting tired.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobber through lead jammer for the Ravens. So we've had 5 jams, and I think the Ravens have had lead at least 3 times.
Yeah. I mean, this is a real problem. I mean, it's great to start off strong, but if you use up all your energy at the start, where have you got to go from there?
I think also how the Ravens have used half-time is showing, because that was an easy scoring pass compared to everything we've seen. But we have had a star pass from North Wales, so it's now Max Payne who is the lead, who is jamming. And that forces the jam to be called. But again, 8 points for Riot City. In the last 2 jams, they've just put on 16 points.
Yeah, they're really making it up.
That's really, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. As a fan, this is what I want. And it's all about what I want. So we have Jenkill on the jam line, and she is up against a jammer. And she's up against Meryl Streak. So Jenkill will be looking to build on this momentum, but that big hit by Meryl Streak takes Jenkill to the floor. And it's Jenkill pushing out up front, makes it through for lead. Second lead in a row. And it's really building that momentum that the Riot City have clearly altered what they're doing, and it's starting to break up North Wales. Jen Claude going in for the offence with that North Wales wall up front, but it's a hit out and recycled by Chellraiser to the apex.
You saw North Wales jammer took the star off there. There really seems to be some type of psychological advantage to doing that. I mean, whether they're going to pass or not, the minute they take the star off, they seem to be able to sail through the pack.
I know, it is a funny thing, but Jenkill now pushing up front. Chellraiser has Morganator ahead of her, just round the corner.
So that was a star pass.
Yeah, that was a star pass by North Wales, and that has forced the jam to be called. But again, Riot City picking up 3 points, North Wales picking up nothing. That's 3 jams in a row that North Wales have been shut out, which is really exciting. So that's 74 points now for the Ravens, now playing 133 for North Wales. We have 21 minutes left in this game. This is not done.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. And we've got Trick Sanchez on the line for North Wales.
Up against Tattoo Terror for the Ravens. So Trick Sanchez has just got Screw Loose in front, lead jammer.
She's clearly had enough of their team not getting lead.
But Tattoo Terror also just has 1 blocker ahead and completes her initial pass, just as Trick Sanchez just pushes through like the blockers aren't there, and hits it and quits it. 4 points on the board for North Wales. So 137 now playing 74. And we have a timeout called by North Wales.
So they're clearly about to have a word about what's going on in this half.
I was going to say, not a surprise that they've called a timeout this time. If I was a bench manager, I would have done it in either last jam or this jam, because they need to change it up again now because Ravens are able to lock them down. So it's interesting that 2 teams that have played each other so much or know each other so well are just having to mix it up jam by jam. Which is really exciting if you're into strategy and tactics like us. And we're just looking at what's happening in the timeout. Just making sure that I don't know, I think we were hoping for some dancing, really, weren't we?
I was having a look at the referees because they seem to be having quite a serious discussion, but it seems it's amounted to nothing.
I think that's something refs do very well. It looks very serious. Yeah. Really, it's about Haribo or clouds or,
unicorns, llamas.
Yeah. So on the jam line for the Ravens, it is Bobber, and she's up against, I think, Spider Slam for North Wales. And both jammers having a bit of difficulty, but it's Melanie Pitstop again up front who picks up who was that sort of last gasp blocker, not able to hold back Spider Slam. And it is Spider Slam, not Megan Love, as your screens are showing. But Bobber has completed her initial pass. Spider Slam still on that first scoring pass. Again, brilliant up-front blocking from Melanie Pitstop. Forces that jam to be called. That one person stopped Spider Slam having a second scoring pass.
Yeah, it's outstanding. She seems to be far more comfortable going backwards, which just blows my mind.
So that was 4 points for North Wales, taking them to 141, and Riot City on 74. Tattoo Terror up against Basket Case on the jam line, and we have a pivot line start.
Ooh. Old school.
So, and that's a direction penalty that's been given to number 612 Max Payne for North Wales, and that has helped Tattoo Terror get out for lead for the Ravens. And Tattoo Terror, as you can see now, approaching the pack for her first scoring pass. Oh, tried that apex jump, but just seeing where Tattoo Terror is, back in the pack, had a big recycle right under us, so we couldn't see what was going on. But Tattoo being held back by sharp attack, sees the danger from Basket Case, calls the jam, but did complete that pass. So that is 4 points for Riot City, taking them to 78. So North Wales were trying to break that momentum streak that Riot City had that couple of jams with 4 points, but Riot City have gone, nah, you know, we see your 4 points, we raise you 4 points. So, you know, interesting how this sort of tactics battle is really shaping up in this second half.
Yeah, it's a really interesting development in roller derby that the game seems to be going much more towards the tactical and slowing down rather than just speeding up and trying to outrace each other, and it's much more interesting to watch.
It is. Jenkill for the Ravens up against Meryl Streak from North Wales, and it's Jenkill whose lead was out first but got sort of absorbed back into the pack, but is now out. Both jammers out, so the pack. North Wales trying to speed up to save their points, but actually Jenkill goes, I'm not having any of that. So no points for either team in that jam. So we have 17 and a half minutes left in this game, 141 playing 78. I think I'm so excited about the next 14 minutes. Because I think, you know, from the way the second half has gone, that's going to end up a much closer game.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have Bobber on the jam line for the Ravens up against Trick Sanchez for North Wales. And Trick Sanchez hitting at Bobber, but Bobber able to jump straight back on, and the pack has gone back to swallow them both up. Trick Sanchez pushing out up front. The pack's, and it is still up front. So Trick Sanchez pushing out against Squid Vicious, Kamikaze Kins, and Angel Gabriel. Just the two blockers ahead. Some great bridging from the Ravens, but they're pushed out to play. Trick Sanchez lead jammer for North Wales.
I feel like that's one of Trick's best kind of tactics, is just to be relentless, just to push them as far as she can.
Trick is a very physical jammer. Quite often see a lot of very agile jammers, and Trick is, but the physicality that Trick brings to the track means that they can just push through walls. But that's a massive recycle by the Ravens all the way behind the jam line. Bobber, though, hit to the floor and hit out, so we're still on turn 4. We haven't really progressed as a pack. In the 1 minute, 10 seconds has been going. Bobber's still on her initial pass with that recycle all the way back to the apex by Max Payne. Trick Sanchez goes, you know what, I've actually had enough of this, I'm too tired for this, and has called the jam. And that was 3 points from North Wales. So amazing work from Riot City to deny even that 4th point. So it is 144 points now to 78.
So we've just gone to an official review. I think I can speculate on what that could possibly be.
I never speculate on these things. No, and what we will do is that when the head ref talks around the official review. We will be able to hear that on the broadcast, so they'll be holding up a mic and we'll have to press buttons and make all the technology happen.
Oh, not buttons.
So, I mean, that was a big jam.
It was indeed.
It was
a lot went on.
A lot went on, not a lot of points, but the defence from both teams is just proving to be exceptional.
Yeah, you can see that North Wales have kind of moved fully onto the defensive now, not so much about getting their jammer through.
Right. So the officials are just discussing what happened. And yeah, I mean, the story of the second half is Riot City. Changed it up. Definitely changed it up. But then we're starting to see North Wales trying to change it up against them. But there is still time to make a big difference on that gap. The points gap looks really big, but there is still time to, a couple of power jams, and it's going to, in the right way, not in the right way, in a way, could make a real difference to the scores. But again, also North Wales can change it up and really stretch that lead out. So I really don't know how the next 15 minutes are going to go.
No, this is definitely a game of minds, and it really shows where it's important to have a really good bench crew. So having someone great on your bench really helps you with these tactics, because of course when you're playing, your head's in the game. It's not necessarily in seeing what everybody else is doing. So you can see having a strong bench is really, really an advantage here, which both teams do.
So we're just waiting to hear from
so black team called an official review. They were looking on a clock directional hit on their jammer, from the opposing jammer at the starting whistle. We decided that the contact was legal, therefore the no call stands and the official review was not retained.
Okay, so that was the official review. We're just having a look to see if there's any change to the scoreboard. It's 144 playing 78. Spider Slam up against Tattoo Terror.
I mean, it looks at least like the review was not retained.
Yep. So whatever the call was stood. And Tattoo Terror pushing out up front. Spider Slam having the wall at the back, and it's Melanie Pitstop going in for the offense up front against Megan Love. Both of those two are just so central to both teams. Pivot, blocker, and that work from Megan Love has helped Spider Slam get through. Lead jammer for North Wales. And Spider Slam in the pack now scoring points. Tattoo Terror trying to find a gap on the outside, but it's Chellraiser and Hurst ahead. And that's a formidable two-wall up front of North Wales.
And that was a penalty for Melanie Pitstop, a multiplayer. That brings Melanie up to 4 penalties.
But Tattoo Terror has that demoralising recycle. But we had a situation where North Wales had almost their entire pack in the penalty box, but we have blockers on track, and that jam comes to an end. Oh, that was a bit tricky.
So in the next jam, North Wales are going to start with only 2 blockers on track, as we've got 2 in the penalty box.
Yep. I think they had them queued up at one point during this jam.
But it's looking to be the same for Riot City, so it'll be 2 jam. Oh no, is that pivot sitting as a jammer? No, it's going to be 2-on-2 for our blockers.
Yep. And, even though that last jam was very penalty heavy, we are still seeing a very low penalty game so far. I think it was just a messy jam. So we have Jen Killenhyde on the jam line up against Meryl Streak. And it's Meryl Streak out for lead.
The Ravens being chased down.
The Ravens are the first to get their blockers out of the penalty box, and that can make a difference. And Jenkill's speed coming to the pack forced that jam to be called off. And so that was 3 points for North Wales and 3 points for the Ravens. So we're 151 now playing 81. So I think the next couple of jams, I think, are really going to set the tone for the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
After that official review, because I think it kind of stopped the momentum. North Wales had had lead in that jam, but Jenkel able to sneak that 3 points was an important message. So it's Bobber up against Trick Sanchez.
We've got a really tight pack going on here. I wonder if it'll get spread out. That seems to be what Trick goes for.
But Trick has gone to the penalty box. It is now not just lead jammer for Bobber, but also a power jam for the Ravens.
And this could be exactly what they need at this point in the game.
Yeah. So North Wales trying to speed up the pack, but the Ravens saying, no, we're not moving, we don't need to. So, but Bob were able to skate round on the outside. I think the challenge there, North Wales did not act as a 4 to block her out. They just put the one blocker in a way, and that wasn't enough. Bobber is through for 4 points and about to approach now for a second scoring pass.
And it is always lovely that as a jammer, when you get hit out and you think, oh no, I'm going to be recycled, and then the blocker gets a penalty and you can come back on.
That is always the best. Bobber faces a tripod up front of North Wales, but it is Militant going in for some offence. But Chellraiser has done the hit out and recycle. But Trick Sanchez's penalty has expired and she is at the pack, having to recomplete that initial pass. Just as Bobber comes through, so this is Bobber's third scoring pass, and some beautifully timed offence from the Ravens.
I mean, Trick Sanchez just doesn't care. She's like, what blockers?
But that was a very important jam for the Riot City Ravens. 12 points, taking them to 93, 151 for North Wales. So much of roller derby is about momentum.
Definitely.
And this second half, the Ravens have had that momentum. They do not want to go home with that kind of points differential, and that's really showing. So we have 10 minutes 50 left in this game. Tattoo Terror on the jam line up against Basket Case for North Wales. And it's Basket Case pushing out up front. It's Tattoo Terror behind, but Tattoo Terror just has outpaced the North Wales line, and it is lead jammer for the Ravens. Basket Case again has done the psychological trick of has taken the helmet cover off, but does pass the star, and it is now number 612 Max Payne who is the jammer for North Wales. But that's a cut trap penalty for Tattoo Terror.
I mean, I was just about to go in and say this is definitely a game of two halves.
So that penalty coming in at a crucial time for the Ravens. This giving Max Payne that full 2-minute opportunity for the jam as well as the power jam. And that's 4 points. So first completed scoring pass for Max Payne, who's now approaching, and that's some, and the offense from North Wales, just not letting any of the Ravens be near each other. But that's Melanie, again, Melanie pit stop with the big hit out, sucking up the seconds to sort of cut the damage on the penalty. Tattoo Terror back on track. Penalty has expired, and faces that wall up front, has the ability to push North Wales out of play.
And we've still got 24 seconds left on the clock, so there is a good chance for some points here.
Yes, because both teams are now on scoring passes, and it will be a full 2-minute jam, as you said, but both jammers out. So that's pass number 3 for Max Payne and pass number 1 for Tattoo Terror.
So as you can see here, the pack's speeding up to try and avoid those points at the end of the jam. It's a really good tactic.
And that's that jam come to a natural end. 4 points for the Ravens, 97 points. North Wales, 163, 12 points. Big shift in momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got 8.5 minutes left. So this is the do or die moment, I think, for the Ravens. If they're going to close that gap down, this next jam is going to really have to bring the momentum back to them.
I mean, they are playing with a full complement of blockers in this jam.
And they have Jenkill jamming for the Ravens up against Spider Slam for North Wales. Jenkill able to, thought she was keeping on her toe stops, but was hit out and recycled all the way back past the jam line. And Spider Slam is our lead jammer for North Wales, but Jenkill brushes off that hit.
Oh no, I think we've got Jenkill as lead. I think she managed to obtain lead before she was hit out.
Ah, sees the danger, calls the jam. That was exciting. It's always exciting when you're never quite sure who lead is. So on the jam line we have Chellraiser for North Wales up against Bobber for Riot City. Chellraiser, I think we've only seen on the jam line once or twice in this game, but very effective.
We've seen her on the jam line once, I think, and she's had the star from a pass once.
Look at you and that stat and the game stats. I'm in awe. So it's Chellraiser who's pushing out up front and picks up lead jammer. Bobber is in the tangle, but the inside opens up and she completes her initial pass, just as Chellraiser is in the pack for points. And Chellraiser sees the danger, calls the jam, not willing to run it long and risk it. So that was just looking to see. No points, 1 point for North Wales in that jam, taking them to 164. 6.5 minutes left in this game. So as we said earlier, the winner of this game is going into game 10, which is at 9:30 tomorrow morning, which is the semi-final for Tier 2. Unfortunately, the loser gets to go and watch the rest of the tournament.
I think I might be announcing that game in-house, so I'll get to see a team again.
So it's Meryl Streak up against Tattoo Terror. And Tattoo Terror, Meryl Streak trying to find that inside, but it's Angel Gabriel and Morganator that's trapped her down. And that's let Tattoo Terror. Ooh, big spill to the outside. Meryl Streak sneaks through, picks up lead. Tattoo is back up and in the pack, but still on her initial pass. And that's Meryl Streak making easy work of the pack, and a huge hit from Hurst on Tattoo Terror, who picks up a penalty for that. Tattoo still turn 3, still on initial. Meryl Streak now on second scoring pass, finding this a bit more difficult than last time. Morganator and Kamikazekins working closely together at the rear. And Tattoo Terror is still behind that wall of white as Meryl Streak makes it through. So that's second scoring pass for Meryl Streak. And we have a star pass. Ravens have now passed the star to Angel Gabriel. And Meryl Streak in the pack, completes that scoring pass and decides to play the jam long. So Angel Gabriel now scoring for the Ravens, has a bit of a skid and is recycled. Meryl Streak now approaching the pack, scoring points for the 4th time.
Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to be running the jam at this point in the game. There's quite a large points differential.
Yeah.
Now that Riot are kind of re-establishing themselves, it's not worth the risk of Riot potentially getting lead.
And that was a cut trap penalty assessed on Meryl Streak, right at the end of that jam. So we will start with a power start to the Ravens.
And we have also got, after that jam, Megan Love is on 5 penalties. That's currently the highest penalties in the game.
Melanie Pitstop on 4. Both of those two, usually the one up front, the last row of defence, also the pivot, also does everything else, and that's why we see them with with the higher level penalties. But it is that power start to the Ravens. They put Jenkill up. Jenkill now pushing out front against a wall of North Walians, and it's Jenkill lead jammer. But that took 15 seconds, so that's half the penalty just to pick up lead. So it's key for the Ravens now to try and get this scoring pass in before Meryl Streak is released.
Yeah, and as you say, as soon as they came to start their scoring pass, that was Meryl Streak stood up and now back on track.
Yeah. So Meryl now approaching on her initial, but Jenkill just one blocker. Oh, almost keeps on track, but is recycled by Sharp Attack the entire straightaway.
I mean, clearly one block is all you need when you block like that.
Oh. And Meryl Streak finding it tough against this Ravens real Really good example of zone blocking, but Meryl Streep does push through. And Jenkins and Hyde has also completed scoring pass. So
Both got some offence here and only 2 blockers on track for North Wales.
Yep.
Easy work there.
And Jenkins made that look easy. I'm just going to go around backwards and just tap my hips in a very stylish manner, hitting it and quitting it. And that is 8 points for the Ravens, taking them over the 100 to 109. Well, they were already there. 179 to North Wales. 2 minutes 26 left in this game. And we have a timeout which has been called.
And we've also got a second skater now on 5 penalties for North Wales. That is 888 Hellraiser, and we've also got from previous Megan Love on 5 penalties.
So, because this game has been exciting, so you get to have a bit of a breather before we go into Game 6. But 2:30 it is going to be a Tier 1 women's semi-final. Liverpool are playing... no, sorry, this is incorrect.
Yes, that's incorrect.
I was looking at the wrong schedule, so there has been a schedule change. So if you check the British Champs website, they will have the up-to-date and correct schedule for today.
I know that the next game on track 1 after the game finishes there will be GMRD versus LRT.
And there is a bit of a gap.
Yeah, there is.
So I think that game is it's about 4:30.
4:30, yeah.
Yeah. So there will be a bit of a gap. Chance to have some dinner or check out all the action on track 1. There are games there all the way through the day. So that timeout has come to an end. And that was a team timeout from North Wales. So yeah, North Wales suddenly from having no penalties, 5 penalties in the first sort of 20 minutes, now have 2 players on 5, which, with 2 minutes isn't an issue.
I mean, I think it's just showing that Riot has really started to challenge them at this point.
Yeah. Bobber on the jam line up against Trick Sanchez. It was Bobber that was pushing out front, but it was...
And look at Trick Sanchez pushing the whole pack forwards.
Oh, wow. Obviously being Welsh teams, there's a little part of me going, does Trick Sanchez play rugby?
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Yeah. Or practice rugby, for that level of physicality.
I mean, it is a good point. Whenever someone asks me what roller derby is, I'm always like, well, it's rugby on skates without a ball. So there is quite a lot of cross-sectional skills.
Yes. But look at that apex jump from Bobber to catch up. So both jammers are out, having scored 4 points each. And Trick says, I'm not going to try that again. I'm going to call the jam. So 183 points now, playing 113. 1.5 minutes left. And I think, the excitement in this game has been watching the second half, because the first half, it was very clear that North Wales was in control. But this second half, just seeing the Ravens trying all these different things and it working and building that gap back up, it's been really exciting to watch.
It definitely has, and you can see that from the crowd. Everybody's kind of sat there like, what's going to happen next?
So we have Spider Slam up against Jenkins and Hyde. And it's Jenkins.
Lovely footwork.
Yeah, Jenkins on toe stops is it's art. Through for lead jammer. Spider Slam still on her initial, but is getting some offense from her team to get her through. But that's Melanie Pitstop again holding up Spider Slam. Have to wonder at this moment, are North Wales going to have nightmares and just Melanie Pitstop in a wall of 4 Melanie Pitstops in front of them? But Jenkins through the pack with a massive grin on her face. She enjoyed that pass.
Do you think that pit stop's name might be something to do with the fact that she causes them to have a pit stop? You just stop here for a minute, it's fine.
And it's Jenkins now on her second scoring pass. That's a multiplayer penalty picked up by North Wales, giving her just 2. And again, look at the physicality. Jenkins physically pushing 2 people out of play, almost out of play, and she's managed it. And that is an out of play penalty also for North Wales. North Wales now with 2 blockers in the box. Spider Slam still on her initial pass, and we have a star pass. And it is, I think that is
Max Payne.
It is Max Payne, who's been a traditional pivot in these situations.
And everybody's on the floor.
But the Ravens clearly very happy with that jam, as they would be 8 points, taking them to 121. North Wales on 183, and that was the end of the game.
Unless anybody calls something.
No, and we're just waiting to get the final score confirmed. But this means that North Wales Roller Derby go through to the Tier 2 semi-final at 9:30 tomorrow morning. And they play the winners of the game that's just finished on track 1, which we were too busy to watch. And so they will be playing, and unfortunately it's bath and food for Riot City.
But they can watch the rest.
And who wouldn't? We've got 2 brilliant days of roller derby for you, or 1.5 left. So as we said, 4:30 on this track for Glasgow Men's Roller Derby versus Lincolnshire Rolling Thunder. And there are still games on track 1 all the rest of the day. I think there's another 2 games on track 1 to go. And I've been Dork Mistress.
And I've been Tiny Tanium.
And we will see you soon.